time to play the podcast. Doo-doo.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Defenders, presented by Bpoint5 Gaming with your hosts. It's me, Alexander Lopez, with me always my buddy Grant Levron.
You're forgetting that Bpoint5 Gaming is the one channel that has games that are too sweet.
That's just too sweet. Let me get that.
Just too sweet. Oh yeah. Just imagine us doing the too sweet thing.
Put your hand to your computer screen, your phone screen, whatever screen you're looking at. Give me that too sweet. Give me that 1, 2, 3.
Make the llama.
Ooh.
Make the llama in case you don't know what too sweet is. If you don't know what too sweet is, I don't know. Fucking look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
This is a wrestling podcast. How do you not know about the click?
Dude, just pause the thing. It's not hard to pause the podcast. And just look up the too sweet and then do it right there. You know what? Let's try it again. Now you ready? Wait, hold on one sec. Okay, you ready? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, so good.
We like legitimately did that to our own computer screen right now.
Yeah.
And also your finger kind of touched my lip there.
A little bit. But you know what? That's just too sweet.
Yeah, for real. Guys, like, let's be honest. Since the last time we recorded, a lot of shit has happened. WWE, we have lives. We are college students. We go to school. We're not just here like, find a damn Samoan and put him in the ring and make him do shit. Like, we have lives to live besides this podcast.
You know we say that every podcast
Every
now?
damn podcast, but we still do it. Why do we punish ourselves like this?
We have a passion, Grant. We want to do this for the people.
For every single peoples. We're
For
like
all the persons.
Yes, for every single person's out there. We're nicer than the whole effing show, and we're less PC than Brian Zayn. And we're not as put together as What Culture.
That's a really great description of it.
So if you want a non-PC, non-violent, unorganized kind of podcast, welcome
To Wrestling Defenders.
to Wrestling Defenders. We're going to have t-shirts for the Bpoint5 Club soon, which I'm super
Bpoint5
excited.
Club.
Bpoint5 Club. Guys, if you want to become a member of Bpoint5 Club, send $5 to my own home address. You will get nothing but just a membership card that look, it may look like it's on the back of a Papa John's box, but don't worry about it. It's 100% authentic. I wrote it in Sharpie myself. We
We should get a Patreon started.
Oh, dude, I'd be so down.
No one has to donate, but if you want to be nice enough to the channel.
Look. Let's do this. You donate $5 a whole $5 I will get your name tattooed on my face. By the way, it turns out that a lot of people who listen to our podcast aren't wrestling fans, but they still find it entertaining. So if you're not, hello and thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening very much. Share with your friends, families. If you have no friends,
I'm
keep listening.
sorry.
Yeah. We'll be your friends.
Yeah, we'll be your friends. How's your day going? How's that girl you seeing? Oh, what's that? You have no friends, so thereby you can't get a girlfriend? Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
I think you're projecting to me.
Maybe a little bit. I love you, Alex.
I love you too, brother. So this month is the SummerSlam edition, and in accordance to SummerSlam, it's going to be a lot of shit we got to do in about an hour and a half time we got.
Yeah, really. It was just chock full of stuff. Basically, I can summarize SummerSlam to you like this. Imagine a 5-course meal served to you on a $1 paper plate with really shitty bubble wrap over it.
That's a really great way to put it.
Yeah, because it had great substance, but the presentation was all wrong. It's kind of like that one girl that like you really like and you think she's really hot, but then turns out she's pregnant.
Wow, dude, you're going to bring that up to me? Marty from Golden Star, where you at?
Marty from Golden Star, Alex loves you. Why'd you have to have a baby?
Okay, so we're going to start off doing just a quick rapid fire of the CWC. We missed a few weeks. We missed 1, 2, 3... about 4 weeks of the CWC. That's a month's worth.
Yeah, totally.
So we're just going to do some rapid fire. We're going to do all of round 2, starting with Tajiri, representing Japan, versus Grand Metalik. Grand Metalik won.
No surprise.
No surprise. I was very surprised. I thought Tajiri was going to go a little farther with that.
Tajiri's kind of an older guy in the tournament. I feel like they just kind of brought him back to put people over.
Still. Next, for that episode 1 of round 2, we have, for the main event, Kota Ibushi versus Cedric Alexander.
Holy fuck.
If you're within the sound of my voice, stop everything. If you're listening to the podcast, stop, go watch this match. If you're at work, quit your job, go watch this match.
Because this match easily was the best match of the tournament. I'm calling it right now.
So far, at
least.
Wait till we get to that final round. Kota Ibushi won. No surprise there, honestly. But the best part of the match was afterwards. Cedric Alexander was just taking it all in, and the people were chanting, "Sign this guy!" And Triple H came up, gave him the thumbs up and the wink, and then they brought him to the back.
And then Vince was probably like, "But is he Samoan?
Is he Samoan? He's black. Put him in a tag team."
Make him a member of. Actually, no. I was gonna say make him a member of Crime Time, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna just sip my coffee.
That's 6 years ago too racist, my friend. Okay, round 2, episode 2, starting with Akira Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher. If you are within the sound of my voice, go watch this match.
If you're in the sound of any of our voices, just get the WWE Network. It's $9.99.
$10.69 after taxes.
There you go, and go fucking watch these matches because how amazing they are.
Jack Gallagher, okay, Akira Tozawa won. Jack Gallagher was one of my favorites in the tournament. He does this thing where technical wrestling can go either one of two ways. One, you can do it really fast so no one knows what the fuck you did, so it looks really cool. Or you can do it really slow so it looks smooth and people like that shit. That's Jack Gallagher. He's a smooth technician.
I like him even though his trunks look like a fucking, circus tents.
It looks like the paper that you test your Sharpies on to make sure they still have ink in them.
There you go.
I'm really bummed out he's out of the tournament. He's going to be wrestling for Progress Wrestling in London pretty soon.
Yeah. So if you're a UK listener, then go check him out.
If you're in the UK listener, how the fuck did you find us, first of all?
Yeah, first of all, I know no one in the UK.
We know a girl who lives in Australia.
Yeah,
that's the closest thing we're going to get to the UK.
Shout out to Amy one time, them UK prisoners.
Then we had Noam Dar versus Ho Ho Loon. If you're within the sound of my voice, skip this match.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching two playground kids beat on each other. It's like,
I understand that they all try very hard. This is a match that no one really needs to see.
Yeah, and also, I'm sorry, Noam Dar kind of throws the whole, representing a country thing out the window, because he represents Scotland, but isn't he from, Saudi Arabia?
Israel.
So he's representing both, but it says Scotland.
By way of Israel.
By way of fuck all the country bullshit. Just fucking do the thing.
Like all those dudes from Carolina who represent Pakistan or something?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, no, you're an American citizen. Just because that's your race, that'd be like me representing Canada.
Okay. Final match for episode 2, round 2, is Brian Kendrick versus Tony Nese.
Oh, Brian Kendrick. I love you so fucking much.
That heel, though.
Yeah, seriously, it's weird to see someone who play heel in such a big tournament that not a lot of people are going to watch unless, they're hardcore fans like us.
Yeah, and I was really surprised that, I'm not even going to lie, even though I expected him to go farther, but I saw he was against Tony Nese, a guy who was big and strong. I'm like, well, fucking obviously. But Vince ain't got no fucking power down here, baby.
Vince don't give a fuck. He's just like, what's next for Reigns?
And then Brian Kendrick won. He's going further. I'm really excited. Episode 3 of round 2, we have Rich Swann versus Lynch Aderado in his really weird mask.
Yeah, those teeth, they don't work.
I've seen him without the teeth in his mask. He looks pretty cool.
Basically, imagine a really bad lisp. That's what he looks like he sounds like. Hey guys, today I'm going to wrestle, and it's going to be fun.
It's my retainer. I'm going to wrestle with Swann. It's going to be really good. Rich Swann won, very over. A lot of the NXT guys are super over.
Super over, but they're probably not going to go far in the tournament. Maybe one in the semifinals, but that's it.
Spoiler alert, I think he's the only one who has at this point gotten to this far in the tournament.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think every other NXT guy. Rich Swann won. Next is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Drew Gulak. You don't like Zack Sabre Jr.
I am not the greatest fan of him. I feel like he can, I don't know, it's a weird thing. I want to like him. It's just his moveset does not impress me at all. His presence doesn't impress me. Maybe he's a better talker, because I'm the type of guy when it comes to wrestling, unless you're a great technician or in the ring, but these guys don't exactly get a lot of talking time. So to me, they need to be able to actually talk in order to suck me in to make them believable as a wrestler.
So Zack Sabre Jr. won. Not a very memorable match. I feel like round 2. I think they wasted a lot of good matches in the round 1.
Yeah, seriously, Johnny Gargano
versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, seriously.
That was again. I've always I always say that should have been a round 2 or 3 match. Mm-hmm. Build up to that.
Yeah.
Then finally we had Johnny Gargano versus T.J. Perkins. T.J. Perkins won, which was really surprising to me. Like I said, a lot of these NXT guys aren't going very far, but I did expect Johnny Gargano to win.
Yeah, definitely. And plus, I mean, they were working the whole angle from Takeover about his knee. Spoiler alert. I mean, but still, it was an okay match. T.J. Perkins is still one of those guys to where he's super over, but I just Like I'm like it sucks when you're that part of the wrestling minority where you just don't get a guy.
Yeah, I feel as if as hardcore fans as we are, I think we don't watch as much as indie stuff, and it's hard to watch indie stuff.
Yeah, it is really hard because it's so hard to get your hands on.
Yeah, I barely watch Ring of Honor just because it's on at a weird time on a weird channel.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't watch any of New Japan because I don't have the television network that it's on.
Yeah, and plus like Lucha Underground, I mean they're on Netflix, but at the same time they don't update in such an orderly fashion. So like you're a season behind.
Yeah. And then that's the end of round 2, starting with round 3, episode 1. Akira Tozawa versus Gran Metalik. Huge upset, at least in my opinion, was Akira Tozawa lost to Gran Metalik.
Yeah, seriously. Also, Gran Metalik, your outfit is, as the kids say, on fleek.
It was pretty great. He was very Sin Cara-ish with a sweet mullet.
Yeah, that wonderful, nice mullet that we keep seeing that's just poking out of that mask.
That curly-haired mullet.
Mm-hmm.
So Gran Metalik is going on. Again, I'm really surprised, honestly. And moving on, we for the main event of episode 1 of round 3 is Brian Kendrick versus Kota Ibushi.
This
a fine match.
This match, if this match has the ability to, I mean, I know WWE rather put all their pay-per-view stuff on a higher pedestal. This deserves a nod as one of the best matches of the year.
I really enjoyed this one.
It told a good story. It told an amazing story about Brian Kendrick's redemption. It had amazing physicality in it. I seriously I was intrigued by this match the entire time.
I was very upset when Brian Kendrick lost.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think a lot of people were.
Mm-hmm. But it was kind of predictable since he's going up against a guy that's probably going to win the tournament.
I predicted that Kota Ibushi would win all the way, so I knew in my heart that Brian Kendrick had to lose. But I was really into the redemption story.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as if he should be signed to SmackDown.
I feel like he's going to be. There's got to be a reason they brought him back.
There is nothing to lose from Brian Kendrick signing to SmackDown. They were going to get Shelton Benjamin, but he's not coming back, so you have a spot open.
Exactly. And even then, like, the end where Daniel Bryan is hugging Brian Kendrick, it takes a lot for me as a bitter wrestling fan to bring emotion out of me. But that match actually kind of made me tear up a little bit because I was like, you know what? I watched Brian Kendrick. He plays a great heel. He's a great technician. And it's just amazing to see him back in a ring. And it's just amazing to hear because he had the ability to pull off a storyline within a tournament with on the WWE network. A lot of the guys are probably like, well, you know what? I don't want to work an angle or a line right now just because like it's such a niche audience. But he said, fuck that. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and that's all through his in-work ability as a heel who does things that make you go, oh, fuck that guy, even though you love him so much.
Exactly.
The crowd cheers for him every time he comes out, but when he does something dirty, you're just like, oh, fuck that guy.
Exactly. Well, fuck that guy, but also that jacket, though.
I want that jacket. I want his flag. I want his jacket. I want his pants.
I want to be him, basically.
I want his hair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that hair's beautiful.
So that's as far as we got for the CWC. We're moving on to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2, Brooklyn Harder.
Dun, dun, dun.
Brooklyn Boogaloo.
No, it's Electric Brooklyn Lou.
Electric Brookaloo.
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
I feel as if with any sequel, I feel like it didn't really measure up to the first.
I mean, it was good technically.
It was good. It was just
Yeah.
I felt like the first one was a little better.
Yeah, it was fine. It was one of those pay-per-views to where like you kind of knew what was gonna happen, and that was kind of okay because you still it was kind of like watching a good rerun. It's kind of like watching a Friends marathon.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. So we're going to go a little bit more rapid fire with this one as well, but if you want to hear our full thoughts, head over to our Twitter at Bpoint5 Gaming to see our live reactions and thoughts. It started with No Way Jose versus Austin Aries. I'm very surprised. Austin Aries actually won on a pay-per-view.
I wasn't that surprised. I mean, No Way Jose is one of those guys that's like he's still establishing himself on the NXT brand. Which, by the way, that theme song is amazing.
Only because of chants. People enjoy chants.
No way, Jose. No way, Jose. No way, Jose.
They need to get this guy with the New Day.
Yeah, there you go.
So Austin Aries won, and then he started beating up on No Way Jose a little bit, and then Hideo Itami comes out, and I was really excited because both Hideo Itami and Austin Aries need each other to elevate each other.
Yeah, because Hideo Itami's been out for so long, and I saw this clip off of WWE, like PG Killed WWE or something like that, and it's like an epic video that they made of Hideo Itami returning to Austin Aries, and you just see this like epic build up until until the go to sleep that he gives him.
He hit the GTS on TV, on pay-per-view, live in front of people and in cameras.
There you go.
Isn't that amazing? And these people are so smart. They knew that he invented that move before CM Punk used it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think even people have to realize that Punk even said, like, yeah, I stole that move from Kenta.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
New Japan.
Yeah.
And then next we had Billie Kay versus the debuting Ember Moon. I'm enjoying this Ember Moon.
Girl, you got me fucked up with them red eyes. Like, that is how you pull off a wrestling character. Let me tell you what.
She's a very, very, very beautiful woman.
Yeah, she's very nice looking.
She's melanin rich, which I enjoy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, that booty though.
Wow, Grant, you're gonna take it that far?
Hey, I mean, look, if you're a man lover too, don't worry, we're talking about Bobby Roode later. Bobby Roode's a beautiful man. I'll say that right now. Bobby Roode is a beautiful man.
So I'm really impressed with Ember Moon. I think they need that elevation in the women's division at NXT because they did bring up all those women at once.
Yeah, so Becky Lynch gone, Alexis Bliss gone, Carmella gone, Sasha gone, Bayley gone,
Charlotte gone.
So the only person that they really have left is Asuka.
Even Nia Jax is gone.
Yeah, even Nia Jax.
So all you have left is Liv Morgan, Billie Kay, now Ember Moon, Aaliyah. Do you even know who that is?
No, I have no fucking idea who Aaliyah is.
Exactly. So they need to start elevating these women, like, pretty soon. I think the only real contender for Asuka now would be Ember Moon because people who know who she is.
Yeah.
Or maybe Billie Kay because she's a little bit more up there and people know who she is. And she's a heel.
Yeah, and also normally with situations like this, it's like, we're going to have a battle royal. But they're like, no, fuck that. It's whoever is going to earn this title. And I appreciate that about NXT.
They had a battle royal once. It was god-awful. I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah, exactly. Battle royals and six-man tags never work.
Ember Moon, she won with this really awesome flying stunner.
Oh, yeah, it looked great.
Okay, next we had the glorious Bobby Roode versus Andrade Cien Almas.
I won't give in till I'm victorious.
The best part is 15,000 people singing his song.
That. Dude, I had the biggest wrestling boner. Glorious. Oh, I won't. And plus, he's on the platform that, like, lowers as he's going.
He's descending from the heavens.
I want to be him. I want that robe. I want that. Like, and plus, with his entrance, they actually turned off all the ad TVs in the building for his intro video. It was like, oh my god, this is glorious.
And then they booed the shit out of Andrade Cien Almas via association.
It's like, look, you're not a heel, but, like, he's badass. And also, he was doing nothing in between 2007 till now.
Yeah, he was just in a void.
He was just in a big void and in nothing called TNA or Beer Money.
You know what weirds me out? Sometimes they mention TNA. I was watching Legends with JBL, and he was talking with Sting, and he had mentioned his time with TNA. Mm-hmm. And on the Stone Cold podcast with AJ Styles, they had mentioned TNA. So just fucking talk about it. Don't discredit these guys.
And also, like, look, Beer Money was one of my favorite tag teams growing up. I'm not even gonna lie. They should have kept James Storm there. Bobby Roode comes, and Beer Money comes to fucking NXT. That sounds great.
I like how Andrade Cien Almas looks like Lou Vega from Mambo No. 5.
Yeah, he kind of does.
A little bit of arm bars in my life. A little bit of leg hooks on the side.
A little bit of kayfabe's all I need. Check out our fresh single, Wrestling Number 5.
Wrestler number 5.
Mr. Wrestling Number 5.
Next, we had Tommy Gargano versus... Wait, what is it? It's Ciampa versus Ciampa and Gargano.
Yes.
You couldn't correct me? You couldn't save me from that one?
Alex, I have to let you make bad decisions. How else are you gonna learn?
Terrible. Ciampa and Gargano versus the Revival for the tag team titles.
This was a perfectly fine match. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good technician. The Revivals played a good. Did your flip flop just break?
It broke.
Oh my god. Anyway, so kind of like Johnny Gargano's knee.
He's gonna be out for a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be out for a little bit because I think it was a work, and then once the CWC came, he actually did hurt it. But, like, I feel like this match could have been more. It could have been more for Gargano, for Ciampa, for everybody involved. I mean, the Revival, yes, they're badass. We get it. But what's next for the Revival, I don't know, except for them being, like, very heelish, which is fine. But, like, and for Ciampa and Gargano, like, what's next for them? Ciampa could have turned on Gargano in, like, 2 seconds. Like, that would have been great to carry that over to be like, hey, you beat me in the CWC. Everyone calls you Johnny Wrestling. I'm going to show you I'm the better wrestler.
I did think they were going to go with that angle because whenever they switch to the hard camera on two guys who just lost, there's usually a breakup involved.
Yeah.
I was really expecting it, but it didn't come to pass. I think this match is really good, but I think ever since TakeOver Dallas, I've just been spoiled with tag team matches with the Revival against American Alpha.
Yeah, and also the Revival against Enzo and Cass is also one of my favorites.
And so the Revival won with a leg hook submission. Next we had Bayley versus Asuka for the women's title. I knew for a fact Bayley wasn't going to win.
Yeah, no, because you had to have known she was moving up to the main roster.
Dude, they've been kind of fucking up lately, so I'm like, even then I was still skeptical. I'm like, I don't know, but when she debuted on Monday, my heart was fluttering. I was excited.
Like those wacky waving arm inflatable tube men?
Exactly. I was flailing like a madman. Had to restrain me.
I think that's a stroke, Alex. I think you had a stroke.
It may have actually been a stroke. Here's my thing. I like Asuka. I love Bayley. I don't think they work insanely well. They're not up to the level of Bayley and Sasha.
Yeah, it's strange to see a face versus face bout, especially in NXT, because normally it's very cut and dry with their feuds. But Asuka's super over and Bayley's super over, so it's weird to see them kind of play both of those, you know?
I think Asuka was playing heel more than anything, I guess.
Yeah.
Just by association, because you can't make Bayley play a heel.
Which, by the way, speaking of Asuka, I love the fact that, like, before they were like, ooh, Asuka's translator said this, and now they're like, oh, fuck it, she knows English now. Even though she probably spoke English the entire fucking time.
Maybe, yeah. Asuka retains. Bayley moved up to the main roster, so all is right with the world. Again, it's just what do we do with the women's title?
Did Bayley get pinned or submit?
She got pinned.
Okay, because it was weird, because whenever she lost by knockout.
She lost by, technically, submission. She passed out.
Yeah, which is weird because I figured because that's how the Nia Jax feud with her ended, and I was really kind of confused because I'm like, are they just gonna do this to where like Bayley doesn't give up? She's just like the female John Cena,
or the female Stone Cold.
Yeah, there you go.
Bam, 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 bam. Bayley.
I'm a hugger.
And then for the main event, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe for the NXT title.
This main event fucked me up. Let me tell you why.
Why?
First of all, that violin. I can appreciate a damn violin.
That entrance. That entrance,
though, was amazing. And then, like, Samoa Joe just coming out talking shit, like, over his music the minute he walked out. I was like, this match is going to be good.
These guys, in a way, they're almost really similar.
Yeah.
What with the submission style and Samoa Joe is an Americanized strong style.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, the stiff strikes and everything. I was really looking forward to this one, and it didn't disappoint. I really enjoyed it.
No,
but
yeah.
I'm just spoiled because I'm all thinking it's like, damn, Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura at Dallas.
Yeah, exactly. Like you saw them pull out everything, and now it's just kind of like it's kind of like discovering your favorite meal, and then you have it over and over again, and you're like, yeah, it's still good, but I still can't have that first feeling of whenever I first had it.
Exactly. I've been really high on Shinsuke, like almost since the second he got here. He has just a presence to him.
I have to wonder who's going to break his winning streak, because he's been on a big winning streak.
Eventually, I don't think there's anyone here now that could do it. Because even, like, again, like with everyone being called up, there's even some male performers down there who aren't up to that level yet.
The only person I can see right now is Rude. That's pretty much it.
Isn't Rude? Okay, here's the thing. Austin Aries and Bobby Roode switched opponents on NXT, the most recent one.
Yeah.
So it's Bobby Roode against No Way Jose, and Austin Aries against Andrade and Almas.
Yeah, so I could see maybe Austin Aries and maybe Bobby Roode, but that's it.
At some point when Shinsuke gets called up, I hope he gets called up soon because I don't want it to be another Finn Balor situation where he has to be there for another 2 years.
Yeah, seriously.
When he should be called up now. I think people were upset. Not like angry, but just a little bit upset, disappointed that he wasn't called up immediately.
Well, I kind of have some reasoning towards that. So they compare AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, which, by the way, next WrestleMania, make that shit happen, do a replay of Wrestle Kingdom 10, but that's besides the point. So AJ Styles already has a massive American appeal. He wrestled in TNA, he wrestled in Ring of Honor, and then he went to Japan. Now he has a bigger worldwide appeal. Having someone like that on the main product is so much better. Shinsuke hasn't really wrestled in America that much, so he doesn't have that big of a fan base here. So you kind of have to reintroduce him to casual fans.
I can understand that, but I feel like they don't have a huge Japanese representative on the main roster.
I mean, like, they have that one dude that announces for Japan during the pay-per-views.
You mean the announcers?
Yeah.
The commentators, the play-by-play analysts?
Yeah.
He's their main Japanese representative?
Yes.
I don't know. I hope Shinsuke isn't there for too much longer. I hope he gets called up soon so we can have that AJ Styles versus Shinsuke. I want to see him do more stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think as good as NXT is, it is very limiting.
Yeah, definitely, because there's a certain point with this to where, like, you have to understand the fact that at some point your time in NXT has to end. If it doesn't end, then you're going to get cut. So it's very much a sink or swim type of environment to be in.
And it's weird because he's the champion, so there's no way he can come up undefeated unless he does get called up. I'm like, okay, you have to vacate the title if you get called up.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what Owens did a little bit. Like,
no,
he kind of came up as NXT champion, then he lost it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like a definitive, like you were on NXT, now you're only exclusively on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, which, by the way, I'd rather see him on SmackDown.
Then
again, that's just me.
SmackDown needs that push.
Yeah,
they don't really have anything excelling that really puts it high and above Raw.
Well, if they're gonna do the draft once a year with the brand split, like he may have to stay there until next July.
Maybe. So now to the main course, we have the WWE SummerSlam.
Oh boy!
You excited? We had a party.
Yeah, it was
a good party.
And our friend Eric had no idea what the fuck we were doing.
Our friend Eric, our friend Arthur had no fucking clue what was happening.
Exactly. Like, I was putting my hands up for Finn Balor, and they were like, "What?
We're getting shot at?
Is this a cult?"
The funny thing about Arthur was he remembers what the hell happened at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he straight up was like, "Wait, wasn't the whole point of the WrestleMania match for Shane to see if he could take over Raw? He lost, but he's still here?"
My friend Arthur hasn't watched wrestling since WrestleMania that day, so how in the hell does he remember, but they don't?
Yeah, seriously, it's ridiculous. I don't get it. I do not get it at all.
Oh, no. It was a fun time, great time. Opening match, we had Enzo and Cass versus Jerry KO, my new favorite fucking tag team.
The best tag team ever.
It's a tag team that really gets to the core of just like what we're doing is stupid and we're really enjoying ourselves.
I like to call them the Canadian shit talkers.
The Canadian shit talkers?
Yes.
Enzo and Cass, they did a big, boring dissertation about, like, we're in New York, look at all the New York things I know. Enzo's from Jersey.
Yeah.
Enzo's from Jersey. I'm glad Corey Graves pointed that out, because no one else was.
Corey Graves, the saving grace to all announcing right now. Thank you.
That bromance between, like, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, where Kevin Owens is blowing a kiss to Jericho. He's hugging Jericho, hiding from Big Cass. And Byron Saxton's knowing the shit out of me, because he's just... Like, he asked Corey, like, if Jerry KO's told you that ants had wings, would you believe him? There are ants who have wings. Have you seen A Bug's Life? Have you gone outside?
Byron, sweetie, we need to talk. Fucking stop. Just fucking stop everything you're doing. Go work a goddamn day job.
I love Enzo. His offense sucks.
Yeah.
I think that's why they have him babyface in peril at all times.
Yeah, I love Enzo. I really do. It's going to be sad whenever Enzo and Cass break up because, WWE doesn't like things that last a long time. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I know he's not going to do much or unless they try to do, like, he's the white Jersey Rey Mysterio. Yeah.
Well, they did do not a mini breakup, but, like, a little bit of a thing when Big Cass was put in the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal title.
Yeah, kind of.
I think they're kind of testing the waters with that. I mean, they're definitely going to break him up and then make Big Cass the bigger star.
Yeah, totally. And then Enzo's just going to be here like, oh...
He's going to be Santino.
Yeah, he's basically going to be the Jersey Santino.
So Jerry KO surprisingly won with a kind of a fucked up pop-up codebreaker.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I was surprised they won. Totally surprised.
Same, because they're not an established team, but I guess now they are.
Well, maybe not, because Kevin Owens, spoiler alert, he won the title.
Yeah.
So are they going to be like a alliance more than a tag team?
Yeah, and everyone's probably like, what the fuck? How did Owens win the title? Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, is it going to be like a Mega Power / two-man power trip from the Attitude Era?
Man, that would be great.
That'd be really cool. Jericho just wins like a 10th Intercontinental Championship reign, and then they just like run roughshod over Raw, just being assholes.
There you go. Win them pennies.
God damn it. Next, we had Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the women's title. The story goes is that they're okay. Sasha's back, her back is fucked up. So they're like, oh, Charlotte's targeting the back and everything. Okay, I can believe that because her back actually is fucked up. What took me out of it was Charlotte was trying to kill Sasha by breaking her neck every 5 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
She did this thing where she tried to put Sasha's upper body on one rope and her lower body on the other ropes on the turnbuckle, and she'll do a double knee thing. Problem was she couldn't prop up her legs properly, and when she did it, Sasha landed on the back of her neck.
Which, Jesus Christ, Sasha, take care of your fucking self, Jesus.
I think these girls need to, these girls need to kind of stop doing all these crazy things, because that was the appeal of them for a while, was they're not doing as much crazy shit as the guys were. And it used to be in wrestling where you would do something that didn't hurt and pretend it did, but now you're doing something that hurts and pretending it doesn't. And so you have a really shorter shelf life.
Yeah. Also, because they're doing the indie style wrestling now on a WWE schedule, which is horrible. That's why Daniel Bryan can't wrestle anymore, because it is such a high impact, high risk style to where, like, in the indies you maybe have like a month or 2 weeks off. In WWE, you got to go out there the next night.
Yeah, and it's. A lot of these guys are getting injured because of that. Like, a lot of guys are getting injured after their big win because they're doing all these crazy things. We'll get to that in a bit.
Get to that.
Anyway, I was surprised. Charlotte won. She beat Sasha, but I was surprised. I was upset, but I think it was because they believed that Sasha Banks' back was really fucked up and she needed surgery when I guess she doesn't need surgery, but she's still taking time off.
Yeah, also she just got married, so...
That broke my heart.
I'm so sorry, but hey, you still have Bayley.
If Bayley gets married, I'm just gonna quit life. I'm gonna drop out of school, be a hobo.
But what about Amber Moon?
You know what? There's hope. There's hope
there
for me
is hope.
Yet. There's hope for me yet.
There's always hope, boys.
Next up, we had Apollo Crews versus The Miz for the IC title. The only notes I put down was this was a match on pay-per-view. Next up, we had AJ Styles versus John Cena.
Holy fuck.
Hear me out because I'm a cynical asshole. I did like their match and Money in the Bank better.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they had that finish where Gallows and Anderson came out. I feel like for this match, they were just doing stuff. Like, they were just hitting their big moves.
Yeah, it was literally just like, I feel like they didn't plan anything, and Vince just told them, just go out there.
Well, again, because I think somebody like brought up to the point, like, well, they did so many great things for their Money in the Bank match. Like, what are they going to do for the next one? And this is kind of what they pull out. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, no,
but it wasn't great, but it was good, but... Again, it was just them hitting move after move after move.
Like, I don't know. I kind of prefer this over their Money in the Bank match just because I like rubber matches myself, because it's the conclusion.
Yeah. But again, I'm more of a story guy.
Yeah.
I'm super into, like, I think that's why I like Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke, because there wasn't much of a story going into it, but through the match they made a story. And that was and AJ Styles versus John Cena at Money in the Bank, it came in with a story and had a story in the match. This one, like, they came in with a story, but there wasn't a story being told in the match.
Yeah. Like, it was more so like, here's our story. Now we're going to fight about it. It kind of feels like a video game cutscene.
A little bit. I'm also really tired of submissions for the sake of submissions.
Yeah, a little bit.
I am... Because AJ Styles does the calf crusher, and he doesn't do any offense to wear down the leg.
Yeah, he just kind of does it to do it.
It's a little bit annoying. I see that with a lot of dudes, actually, and I'm just like, well, at least with Alberto Del Rio, he was a bit more consistent with his arm offense.
Yeah, really.
But AJ Styles won clean as a sheet in the middle.
Clean as the whistle your dad uses to blow at you.
Never give up unless you lose, then give up.
And leave your wristband in the ring for some reason, and then let AJ Styles wear it the next day.
So what happened was, after John Cena had lost, AJ Styles went to the back. They didn't play any music. It was John Cena in the ring. He pulled off his Never Give Up armband, left it in the middle of the ring, and then left.
Which we're kind of thinking, like, what the fuck does that mean?
He's not retiring. He's off to do TV shows. I think he has.
TV, yay.
They're acting like he's retired.
He's not.
No. Next up, we had New Day with Jon Stewart versus... Okay, the thing was... Hear me out. They did an earlier segment with Jon Stewart and Shane and Daniel and Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon and the New Day, and Jon Stewart's kid likes the New Day. And it was I'm so tired of Stephanie McMahon just only being there to emasculate people to make herself look good.
Yeah, basically. She's kind of like that one manager that just talks a lot of shit to you and knows that you can't say anything back.
You know what I hate about Stephanie McMahon's character? She talks so much shit to literally every person. It's like going to a music festival, like let's say Riot Fest or something like that. And the guy who runs Riot Fest goes, "Yeah, this next band sucks." Like, so then...
So fucking fire him.
Yeah.
Like, don't ask them to play.
Why you... I don't like her character. I get, like, oh, she's a heel, but like, in a management position, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
in real life, that makes no sense. Anyway, the club wins via DQ. And okay, here's the thing: is like Biggie, his testicles were broken. I think they were actually ruptured in real life. Ring politis when the club broke his balls. And since then, the club has had really shitty doctor gimmicks,
which I still don't understand at all. They're above a doctor gimmick in my mind.
I think WWE is like, oh, his name was Doc Gallows. Was he a doctor? Let's call him a doctor.
Yeah, these are also the people that gave him the idea of Festus.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
Vince didn't know that he was Festus.
No shit.
He was like, wait, he was Festus? Like that was a report. Vince did not know that he was Festus.
I was listening to Doc Gallows on some podcast. I don't know if it was Talk is Jericho, but basically he told the story on how he got Festus, and it was the day before he debuted. No, like the night of. And he says, "All right, do this face," and he did like the Festus face, like, and he turns to Jesse and he's like, "What's your favorite color?" He's like, "I don't know, yellow." He's like, "Get you a yellow one piece. Y'all are going out." And they're like, "What the fuck?"
No, okay, so Big E's in the back. That's why they have Jon Stewart to introduce him, do the whole intro that Big E normally does. And later, Big E comes and does a run-in. Why didn't he just come out with them?
I don't understand. Yeah, like this is one of your biggest pay-per-views, and you have a non-finish, and also not the first non-finish. We'll get to that.
Oh yeah, we'll fucking get to that. But I thought after the Wyatt feud, they're gonna be doing a bit more serious stuff, but they're just kind of doing the same old New Day thing.
Apparently not.
Well, actually, it's exciting because now they have Bayley with them, and that's a perfect pairing.
Yeah, there you go.
Next, you get No Way Jose with Bayley and the New Day, and you got
much
like
neon. So much neon.
Call it the Bayley Club.
Yes, if they make the Bayley Club, I will have a Bayley Club shirt.
I'd rock that shit. Make it bright pink. I don't give a fuck.
Damn straight. Men wear pink. Come at me.
Next up, we had Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Title. So the big story is that Dolph Ziggler, he likes to show off, right?
Yeah.
That's why he can't get the big one. That's why he can't get it done.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose was showing off this entire match, and he won.
Yeah, really. Also, WWE, hi, Grant here. So, you know that title that main evented WrestleMania and other WrestleManias and has been your main prize throughout your entire, existence? Yeah. Why the fuck is it in the middle of the card? I understand you have to elevate the Universal title and Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton a little bit of precedence, but how the fuck does this title get put on in the middle of the fucking card?
Think of it like this. Do you really want Dolph Ziggler in your main event?
I wouldn't mind Dolph Ziggler in my main event if you booked him right.
I think Dolph Ziggler's push is 3 years too late.
Yeah, a little bit.
Unfortunately, that's to no fault of his own because he got injured. But since then, he started coming back. He started going way too fast, doing all these things. Like, I'm not here to have a match. I'm here to make myself show off, look good.
And winning matches with super kicks now, apparently.
I think I'm over Dolph Ziggler now.
Yeah, kind of. I'm kind of just over him. Like, if he wants to continue, maybe have him in, like, a management position. Which, by the way, we were talking to our friend Eric, and we were watching the match, and we said, okay, who do you think these people are? He points to Dolph Ziggler. Well, he's an outer space man. And points to Dean Ambrose, and he's a pissed-off Irishman. And they're fighting.
He wasn't half wrong.
Yeah, I mean, not exactly. I mean, Dolph Ziggler was wearing those gray...
Max
Moon pants, and we just started singing "Goodbye, Moon Man."
No, and again, he's just way too late for his push. And the beginning of the match, they're chest to chest. They're talking shit during the announcements,
which I love that.
When the match started, they just stood there.
Yeah, really. It's like if you two are gonna kill each other, fucking do it.
You know why they did that?
Why?
Because listen to this. JBL said, "Unlike Conor McGregor, these guys are big," or some shit.
Talking mad shit about Conor McGregor.
Here's exactly what he said. The difference between them and McGregor is they're adult-sized. Do they not get that it's a work?
Yeah, seriously.
McGregor I bet he's an asshole, but I bet he's a smart asshole.
No,
he says these things like, okay, it's going to generate buzz, it's going to generate this or that.
No, yeah, Conor McGregor knows what he's doing. Is he a prick about it? Yeah, kind of. But dude, like if you watch his MMA fight with Nate Diaz, it's a good fight, and then after they're like, hey, whatever, we talked a bunch of shit to each other, and now we're cool.
Yeah, no, it's all to generate buzz and to generate a controversy, because like Bischoff says, controversy creates cash.
There you go, boom.
And I'm just a little bit over Dolph Ziggler. Dean Ambrose is kind of being the new CM Punk of everything for a little while. He has the title, but he's not the guy. He's going to be in the middle of the card.
Yeah. He's gonna come to that conclusion to where he's like CM Punk and defending the title in the middle of the card, or off screen they're like, oh, he can't compete, so someone else take the title.
Yeah. Next up, we had Naomi versus Becky Lynch versus Naomi and Becky Lynch and Carmella versus Alexa Bliss, Natalya, and the returning Nikki Bella.
How the fuck was this not on the pre-show? That's my question.
Dude, I didn't even, I started, I told you guys to come, 30 minutes before the show started, because I'm not going to make you guys watch all 2 hours of the pre-show.
Yeah, seriously, and, look, it's one of those things where, I get it, you're trying to show off the women's division on SmackDown, but it got to the point where it's besides Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella returning, I didn't give a fuck about anybody in this match.
There was something that was really interesting about the match, though. Hear me out. Eva Marie was supposed to be in the match, right?
Yes, but she got suspended.
Yes. So they did her big-ass entrance, the astonishing,
Which,
the beautiful, all red everything. Eva Marie is on vacation due to exhaustion, anxiety, and stress brought on by hostile fans.
Yeah, and I kind of appreciated that instead of them just being like, here's Nikki Bella for no reason.
I laughed my ass off.
Same. That was the biggest pop of the night.
I think they're doing the best thing they can do with Eva Marie with that whole entrance gimmick.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that, even though I hate her. The only really other notes I put was this match was also on pay-per-view. I believe Nikki Bella, Alexa Bliss, and Natalya won.
She came back as a heel and then turned face the next night.
She's a SmackDown, right? She's on SmackDown?
So 2 days or whatever, the next show, which I don't understand. Then why bring her back as a heel when she's going to automatically turn face? It seems like a waste of time.
They just need someone to fill that one spot, because who else was going to fill it? Bayley? That would have made less sense.
Yeah, true.
And then next we had Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor to become crowned the first ever Universal Champion.
This was the meat and potatoes of this damn pay-per-view. This match was one I've had dreams about, and it did not let up, except the fact Finn, dude, not the green tongue on the demon face paint, please. It didn't look right.
I'm glad they didn't show the reveal of the title on the show, because apparently that title was booed harder than Roman Reigns. Yeah,
seriously, that title was less over than Roman Reigns, spearing Stephanie McMahon.
Hear me out. You have a match with Finn Balor as the Demon versus Seth Rollins. The first half of this match, no one gave a shit except to chant shit about the Universal title belt, which irked me a little bit, but I understand. This belt fucking blows.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the belt fucking sucks. But guys, let's look at it like this: as wrestling fans, you're paying money to see this pay-per-view. You're paying money for the network. You're paying money to buy the Balor Club shirts, to wear the Seth Rollins Rebuild shirts. Why ruin it when there's a belt that looks like shit? Which I get it, I understand, but why spoil this moment for something that minuscule that's not going to matter?
I feel as if this match was great, but it was overshadowed by how pissed off people were about the belt.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, the belt, the belt shouldn't make the wrestler makes the belt important.
I think Seth did tweet something about that after the match.
Yeah, he said something in the vein of, "You let me down, Brooklyn," or something like that.
Yeah. So the big thing, Seth does a power bomb.
Yeah,
a buckle bomb, the running buckle bomb to the outside in a barricade, and Finn fucked up his arm. And when that happened live, I looked at all of them like he fucked up his arm.
Yeah.
I remember thinking immediately his arm is fucked, because that was a really bad landing.
Yeah, it popped out of place, he popped it back in, but I think the thing was that the force was so big and so great to the fact that he that he tore something, or he fucked up the cartilage.
Yeah. I feel as if the audience is still getting used to Finn Balor, the general WWE audience is still getting used to Finn Balor. And so to have him get injured, and he's going to be out for 6 months.
Which really is going to be 4.
I'm hoping at least. I'm really hoping, but that really does suck. Like they're still getting used to him, and he's gonna be gone for longer.
He better come back as a heel. That's all I have to say. He needs to come back as a heel.
I hope so. And anyway, Finn Balor, he did win the title, but he had to vacate it literally the next night.
Which, I mean, this match was really good. It was a really technically sound match. It told a good story.
It was just overshadowed by the fact that people really hate the belt.
Which, by the way, Seth Rollins has not been being put over lately, but he's still strong, which I can really appreciate that.
Then they showed that KFC commercial with Ziggler as the Colonel and Miz as the Chicken.
Fucking why?
One of these men is the number one contender for your championship, and the other one is the Intercontinental Championship, and you wonder why they're not over.
And one of them main evented WrestleMania and won.
Then they had Rusev getting beat up by Roman to a no contest.
2 no contests in the second biggest pay-per-view? What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Then for the main event, we had Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. It was every Brock Lesnar match you watch now. It's a bunch of suplexes, him doing a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
The story about this comes at the last minute of this match.
Where Brock Lesnar is giving Orton elbows to the forehead, and then you just see him gushing blood. They
don't blade. That's barbaric.
Yeah. So Brock Lesnar literally drove his elbow into Randy Orton's face and cut him open.
The story is the working story is, as everyone's being told, is that it was a work. They all had agreed that Brock was going to hard way Orton into bleeding, but I guess they weren't expecting it to be that much. Why do they blade? Let me ask you honestly. Why do they blade when they used to?
I would say they blade just because it's a controlled way to do it.
They blade so they don't have to actually do it. So in this instance, they did the hard way to avoid blading, which is usually used to avoid the hard way.
Which, I'm sorry, I prefer watching blading than watching this, personally.
This was really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was. I felt physically uncomfortable being there and watching that. It didn't seem right.
And it was a really awkward, uncomfortable way to end the biggest show of this summer.
Yeah, I mean, I can get what they said. What they tried to do with that is like, oh, let's see next time what's gonna come of this. But at the same time, we know Brock's not gonna be on Monday Night Raw.
I think they're doing a rematch at like one of their live shows in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, like like the live show in Japan, live show in New York. They're doing one of those for Chicago, so they're getting the rematch there. But it's.
But what does this do for Orton? It does nothing for him. What it does for Brock is enforce the fact that he does suplexes and he's strong. But it does nothing for Orton. Orton's left in the dust, kind of like how CM Punk was with literally everyone that they ever put him with.
And it's a very everyone was chanting for Goldberg. I expected him to come.
Same, yeah.
You did. We got no Goldberg.
Yeah.
So it was a really weird, uncomfortable way, and then they just cut off.
Yeah, and I know the Goldberg return is just a matter of time now. It's legitimately gonna happen. I could see them doing it for WrestleMania 33, but it's just. It was such a weird way to end and such an uncomfortable way to end. And look, I love wrestling, I really do, but I don't enjoy watching a man make another man bleed so harshly. That doesn't bring me joy.
I know it's a cliche, but it was legitimately like a faucet.
Pretty much, yeah. It was coming out like pretty badly, and I don't know. This pay-per-view just left a really bad taste in my mouth.
So the official ruling is Brock Lesnar wins by TKO, which was really surprising. That they said TKO. They don't really ever say that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. WWE is trying to get into this more realistic era, which is fine, but they need to get it straight.
Yeah. So the I guess that's SummerSlam, but the next big story happened the following 2 weeks on Raw. Was a fatal 4-way for the Universal title. It was Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and
Big Cass.
Big Cass.
Which, by the way, I did appreciate Big Cass being in this match.
Yeah. And the big story there is that Triple H turned on Seth Rollins and crowned KO as the new Universal title.
Which, oh my god, I've been waiting for this for 2 fucking years, and it finally happened.
Here's my thing with that, because I am a cynical asshole. These guys were having a fatal 4-way elimination match, right?
Mm-hmm.
These guys were kicking out of every move under the sun. Every finish, they're kicking out. Everyone, they're kicking out. So a guy in a suit comes in and hits his move, and they can't. That's it. They're done. He did it to 2 men. He eliminated 2 men from this match. Isn't that a little bit annoying? I found that extremely annoying.
Yeah, a little bit, I'd say. But then again, like, with the return Triple H had, like, how would it feel for him to do that, and then he kicks out?
I'm just saying, like, it's
It would make the move less important.
the man should be less important. He's an executive now. He's not a wrestler anymore.
Yeah.
Get out of that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, but still, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if we were to look and see, whenever Mick Foley won his first title versus The Rock, Stone Cold returned, hit his move on The Rock, and then let Mick Foley pin him. If The Rock would have kicked out of that, it would feel like it was just like one of the. It would feel like an improv exercise to where like people would say, and then what happens?
The difference between that is that Stone Cold is not an executive.
True.
And he doesn't run the show.
True.
And he didn't do it to boost his own and his wife's ego.
You understand we're talking about Triple H, right?
I'm still do that.
A man who would bury a child.
Yeah, no, that was again, it just really annoyed me. I was not a huge fan of that. And then the crowd chanted, "You deserve it," for a title they were just talking shit about last night.
For Kevin Owens, who is a heel.
You deserve this fake title that we don't like.
Yeah. Also, by the way, a guy from ESPN was talking shit about Kevin Owens' son, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. So, Kevin Owens' wife, which, by the way, Kevin Owens' son is also named Owen, but his real name's Steen, so it's Owen Steen. So I kind of like the little nod he gave to his son with his wrestling name.
His son was named after Owen Hart.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway, there's something of him because like he's not gonna tell his son if he's gonna win the title. He's just gonna be like, "Yo, just be surprised. Like watch Monday night and see what happens." And that moment is just like all inspiring. She shares it. She's like, "My son loves his dad so much. Look how he reacted." And this fucker from ESPN's like, "But did you tell him it's scripted?" Bitch, shut up. You know how many times I've had to hear that? You know it's fake, right? Yes, it's not about if it's fucking fake. It's about how entertaining it is.
People are just trying to get themselves watched, get them views. You know, so they're just trying to stir up more controversy for more cash. But no one's going to give a shit in like a day. No one does give a shit after a day.
Yeah, really. And it's just one of those things where it's like, if you feel the need to tell someone wrestling is fake, you really need to just sit back and realize something. It's like, look, no one gives a shit about your fucking opinion. Believe it or not, in life, sometimes your opinion just doesn't fucking matter.
No, it does not. And I guess that's it for this month's Wrestling Defenders.
Oh, wait. No. You forgot about the one thing.
Oh,
about how Chris Jericho don't give a fuck who you are. He will beat your ass.
So after the story there is that during the finish of the Orton Brock Lesnar SummerSlam match, Jericho was in the gorilla position, you know, making sure that Randy Orton wasn't dead. And so he came up to the gorilla position and he asked Michael Hayes, "Is that the finish?" Michael Hayes wouldn't answer him. So Jericho responds with, "That's bullshit." At the time, Brock Lesnar's coming in, and Brock Lesnar thought he was talking bullshit about his match. And then they got into a heated argument, which prompted Brock Lesnar to call him something offensive, and Jericho said something back. They got into a bit of a wrestling thing. They started fighting.
And then Triple H had to like separate them, and then they got back into it, and Vince had to come out and say, it was a work. Here's the thing, is like, Brock Lesnar, in real life, has a huge fucking ego. Which he has every right to. The dude's fucking huge. He's making millions of dollars. I'd have a huge ego fucking too. But that's what I like so much about Chris Jericho, is that he shows everybody fucking respect in the moment that they don't, because he's been in this business enough and has been told enough to know whenever somebody deserves shit or not. And that's kind of what, that, like, hearing that story made me have so much more respect for Chris Jericho.
Yeah, and it really makes you think, like, okay, Vince is saying it's a work, how unprofessional, but Triple H said, oh wait, no, it was Brock who started the fight, and then Vince just walked off. It's really upsetting that Brock can really just do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Yeah, seriously, I can see this becoming a huge thing here in a few years. Once Brock stops showing up to WWE events, it's gonna be another thing. Just watch.
I bet he has like not like a lot of. I'm pretty sure he has a lot of heat with a lot of guys in backstage.
Oh no, I'm sure he does.
Well, with this like his extremely lucrative contract, his just probably his all around attitude,
and he wrestles 4 matches a year,
and just the idea that like he can do whatever the fuck he wants and then not get reprimanded for it. Remember when him and Taker had that match in Hell in a Cell and they both bladed and nothing came of it?
Yeah, and then also when Brock was doping.
They kind of swept that under the rug. When Brock Lesnar broke kayfabe and said, "I don't give a shit about your kids" to Heath Slater. And he cursed.
I don't care. That was fucking awesome.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, if it was anyone else, they would have been fired that day.
Yeah, and I see it as this. I went off about this earlier with the Roman Reigns suspension and Brock Lesnar not getting suspended. If WWE still wants to be taken seriously, they need to stop putting wrestlers on such a fucking high pedestal. Like, whenever people like The Rock return once or twice a year, fine. But Brock is technically a member of the roster. He's an active member of the roster as they confirm it online, during the draft, what have you. But still, it's to the point now to where you have to start enforcing your policy. It doesn't matter how much money the guy brings in. It doesn't fucking matter. Look at all these guys that are doing great in the indies. Kurt Angle, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow. And look how well they're doing. You bring them into WWE, they're going to be a huge draw. But they still always follow the policy, no matter what.
I think it's because it is Brock Lesnar and he is that big name draw that he can do literally whatever he wants to do. And they're going to be fine with it. He can kill a dude. And it'll be like, oh, well, he didn't do it while he was under contract with us. That whole deal. So, I don't know. It's just, I don't see too many people wanting to work with him in the future. I think that's why Orton was the one to do it this time.
Yeah, because Orton's coming back and he's like, well, I need something to kind of elevate me, so.
Yeah. So, that's it for this month. Next month, we're going to have 2 pay-per-views to talk about. 2 damn pay-per-views, Clash of the Damn Champions and Backlash. They're doing 19 pay-per-views a year now. We'll see how that goes, but thank you guys for listening very much. Hit us up on Facebook, Bpoint5 Gaming, and like us on or follow us on Twitter at Bpoint5 Gaming. Listen to our SoundCloud, Bpoint5 Gaming Podcast, and if you want, head over to our Twitter to download the Bpoint5 Club iPhone wallpaper to represent your 9th favorite YouTube gaming channel.
Yes, right under Going In Raw.
Right under it, but just above What Culture Gaming. I said it.
Oh, talking shit. He's talking shit.
Controversy creates cash.
Let's start this feud, What Culture? Adam Blampier, your smile freaks me out.
Pachiti Club ain't got shit on the B.5 Club.
Damn straight. B.5 Club will slash your fucking tires.
Thanks everyone for listening, guys.
Guys, catch you later. Also, remember, B.5 Gaming have games that are too sweet.
Just too sweet.
Just too damn sweet.
Later, guys.